Welcome back, everybody. I have been looking, and what have I been seeing? Some cool animal behavior on my own back porch. Let's take a look. A few weeks ago, these little Carolina wrens showed up on our porch, and I started noticing them kind of hanging around. Then I caught one eating out of my cat's food bowl. I tried to get some clips, as you can see here, but their eyes are so sharp because everything wants to eat these little guys that I wasn't able to get super close. So I had the idea, set up my GoPro, just left it out there. They got used to it sitting around the bowl, and I was able to like remotely turn it on to where I could get the clips I needed. And I also just had to run through batteries a lot. This took several days to acquire all this footage, but I just thought it was neat. As I started watching them, I would notice that usually only one would be in the bowl at a time, and another would sit up on the rail or the table or some other elevated surface that we've got. We got some ceiling fans out here, and it would watch for our cat. And then the one would leave the bowl, and then the other would come down to eat. And then they have these alarm calls that they would give, and when that would happen, the one would take off out of the bowl, and you guessed it, our cat came along not long after one of these. So it was really neat to see how they work together. If you happen to live in the southeast part of the United States, then I'm sure you've seen these birds a lot. They like to get in and around your garages. They'll come in over your porch. They like to play in your flower pots and different things. They have a lot of personality and a lot of character. This is why they're one of my favorite birds. The little tail that they have gives them so much personality. But these two, I was trying to come up with a name for them. Y'all know I like a good punny name. My first guess was Renegades with the W-R-E-N, because, you know, they're law breaking, they're stealing the food or whatnot. But then I thought about it a little more, and Carolina wrens are monogamous. So I was trying to think of good duos, crime duos throughout history, and I can't imagine naming these guys anything else but Bonnie and Clyde. So for my keen-eyed lookers in this clip here, you'll notice the wren is picking out certain, looks like he's throwing some of the cat food out of the bowl. And I got curious when I was watching this clip and I came out here to look. If you'll notice in the bowl, we've got like a tan, a dark brown, and a green. And won't you know it, they are picking out only the green ones. For some reason, they don't like them as good. I'm not sure what's in those, but I think that's absolutely hilarious that they have a preference for not only cat food, but which type of cat food. I had an idea for an experiment and I wanted to give it a shot. Here you can see this is sped up at 20 times normal speed, and I've cut it significantly down. I sat out here way too long doing this, but I was trying to see if I could trick the birds to come in and eating out of the feeder while I was holding it. Did not go well. As you can see, my first attempt was a failure, but now what I'm trying to do is get them used to eating the cat food on an elevated surface next to my, we'll call it a ghillie suit. And then I'll see them eating this. Once they start eating out of the bowl, I'll come back and try again, holding it in my hand, see if we can't catch them in the act. As you can tell from this clip, the birds have not found the cat food yet. I think their tiny brains are still working against them here, but I'm sure they'll get there. At this point in the video, I'd like to encourage you to start paying more attention when you're outside. It's starting to warm up. People are going to be outside more. You don't need to just sit there and stare at a tree for 8 hours, but if you happen to see something, just remember where it was and what it was doing. And then if you see it again, you know, you'll start to notice these patterns, and that's how you can make these connections. And if you see it well enough, you can look up what it is. Is that a cardinal? Is that a gray squirrel or a fox squirrel? Maybe I have a family of raccoons living in the hollow of a tree that I didn't know because I was out at an odd time of day that I'm not usually out. And yeah, you're just able to realize how many new neighbors you have that you just never knew anything about. Then you can start naming them, and you get little stories, and you can run and have your little soap operas in your head with, you know, who's mad with who and stuff. It's crazy up here. But yeah, if you're not comfortable with bird IDs and things, there's a great app called Merlin that you can download, and it can listen to the bird calls in your area, or you can enter, if you happen to just see a bird, you can enter it was about this big and it was gray and it had black on the wings. Oh, maybe that's a mockingbird. Yeah, I encourage y'all to discover your own backyard and just have fun with it. If you're still watching the video at this point, that means you like it. If you like it, you should subscribe and click that like button. In the background, you can hear the blackbirds. They're still migrating, coming through. That means it's warming up. More videos on the way. Until next time, y'all be looking.